Hello children. Last class you have enjoyed a very interesting lesson, adventurous lesson, daring little boy, right? So I hope all of you enjoyed it and you have read that lesson 2 to 3 times. Have you read it or not? Must read that one, should not leave it. Okay children, read that again. And now see this, today another new interesting story I am going to tell you from the old story. Old story means from our history. So in those days, as how the curses we have, curse sapam, right? So how the people have given the got the curses and how later they overcome those problems and they got benefits, everything we have. In that type of one we can see in this lesson, that is Shakuntala and Dushyanta. Shakuntala and Dushyanta. Have you heard these names? Shakuntala you heard. Dushyanta didn't you hear? Oh, very good. Okay. So whether you hear it or not, Shakuntala and Dushyanta, about them we can learn here in this lesson. Very interesting. So no doubt at all, very interesting it is. Let's see the lesson. Okay children. So have you heard the story of Shakuntala and Dushyanta? No, we didn't hear the names means you didn't hear the story of Shakuntala and Dushyanta also. Okay. And do you know why her husband forgot her? So even Shakuntala's husband forgot her. Can you hear this kind of words anytime? Can we expect this kind of one? No, but it's happened. Why? What is the reason? So has anybody ever punished you for your negligence? Okay, those two questions, whether who are Shakuntala and Dushyanta and why her husband forgot her, we can see in this lesson. Okay, but now see this one. Has anybody ever punished you for your negligence? For the negligence, did you get the punishment any time? Yes, all of you got the punishment. See, so what kind of punishment? What is your negligence? Yes, you forgot your homework and teacher gave the punishment to write the imposition 5 times, right? This kind of punishment, did you get it? Or else sit-ups, oh, that kind of punishments also got it. Okay, so and at home, if you forget to do any work, what mother said? Yes, you got the punishment from mom and dad for your negligence, right? So many small things to big ones, we have. Of course, for your wish, very small punishments you got for your negligence, right children? So now here, we should always respect our elders and wish them whenever we meet them. This is the most important one. So whenever we meet elders, so we must give respect to them and we must wish them. We must wish them. That is the most important one. And read the story to know how Dushyanta forgot his wife Shakuntala and how his wife Shakuntala and how Shakuntala met with her husband Dushyanta after long time. So how Dushyanta forgot his wife Shakuntala and later how Shakuntala met her husband Dushyanta after long time. How did she meet him? After long time, that we can see in this. Okay children. So now open the textbook and let's see one by one. So once there lived a great and wise sage by the name Kanva. By the name Kanva. So once there lived a great and wise sage. Sage means here, wise sage means very great person, wisdom person, experienced and knowledgeable person. That person we can call it here. So by the name Kanva. What is his name? Kanva. Right. His ashram was, so Kanva ashram. So Kanva has an ashram in the heart of a forest on the banks of the river Malini. So what is the name of the river? Malini. In the banks of the river means beside the river. So where is it? In the heart of the forest. In the heart of the forest means what's the meaning? Middle of the forest. Okay, children. So Kanva ashram was in the middle of the forest. Was heart of the forest means middle of the forest, on the banks of the river Malini. Which river is it? Malini river. Okay, children. So Malini river banks, there in the middle of the forest, this Kanva ashram is there. One hot summer day, Rishi Kanva went to take a dip in the river. So in those days, if you have idea about these ashrams, most of the people, especially kings' sons or mostly sons, went to the ashrams and spent there some time with their guru acharyas, and they have learnt Vedas and all the things. In those days, education was like that. The kings had sent their children to the ashrams where rishis are there. So like this Kanva, Valmiki, like this. So there these children should spend the time, and there only should educate and should learn all the Vedas and everything. After completion of their training, nowadays education means go to the school and learn something, write exams like this. But in those days we don't have this type of one. They have practical one. So they only should their own works, and they must be away from their parents, and whatever their teachers said, that they would do. Otherwise those are not eligible to be in that ashrams or education places. Okay, so like that here, so many are there. And one hot summer day, so in the summer very hot it was, on one day Rishi Kanva, so this Kanva ashram, Kanva, he is nothing but a rishi, acharya, so went to take a dip in the river. So he went to the river. In those days, no washrooms, no shower baths, not like this. Direct in the river water only, directly they did the bath. So like that he went and he dipped in the river. So dip in the river, and he saw a little girl lying all alone on the river bank. So when he went there he saw a girl. He saw a girl there, so who lied all alone on the river bank. So at the river bank someone left her. So she was alone at that place. A pack of vultures were sitting around the child with their wings spread out, trying to protect the baby. How great! Generally vultures, all of you know the vultures. Yes, the picture you can see that vultures generally they eat the babies, right? Vultures or else eagles, they peck and they eat the babies and any snakes, insects like this if they see. But now here the different one, pack of vultures. Pack of vultures means collective noun it is. Group of vultures. So were sitting around the child with their wings. So there around the child they sat, and with their wings they spread their wings, and wings spread out, trying to protect the baby. So those wings opened and spread over, and with those wings try to protect the baby. Those vultures are trying to protect the baby. What is the meaning of the protect, children? Protect means save from harm, right? So keep safe from harm. Keep safe from harm. So make it safe from the harm. So without hurting anyone, without doing any harm to that baby, they are protecting, they are saving. Safely they kept the wings to protect it. Okay. So understood this, children? So these vultures spread their wings on the baby without getting harmed by any others. So the sage bent down to see the little girl. So the sage, so look at this girl. So this baby was protected by vultures. So he was shocked, and he went there and he bent down and and to see the little girl. So she was very beautiful. So very small little girl, but she looks very beautiful, some charm in the face. Kanva gently picked up the baby and took her to the ashram. So Kanva gently, very smoothly. Gently means smoothly. I think you have idea, but I am writing here. Gently means we can write, we can take smoothly. Okay, children. So very smoothly he picked up the baby and took her to the ashram. Kanva ashram is there na? He had taken that baby to the ashram because there those vultures, how much time can they protect that baby? Very little bit time. But later who will feed that baby? No one. That's why this Kanva has taken that baby to the ashram. And there at the ashram, the sage handed over the baby to his sister Gautami. So he went to the ashram. There he handed over this baby to Gautami. Who is this Gautami? Gautami is the sister of Kanva, Rishi Kanva. Okay, children. So Rishi Kanva has sister in the same ashram. Her name is Gautami. He had hand over this baby to this Gautami. Gautami named baby Shakuntala. So then Gautami, Kanva's sister, she named this baby, very cute small baby na. No one knows the name and they have no name also. They don't know. That's why they kept the name as Shakuntala. Well, who kept the name Shakuntala? Gautami. Who is Gautami here? Yes, Gautami is the sister of Kanva, Rishi Kanva. Okay, children, understood this one? Yes. Shakuntala, next is the next paragraph. Shakuntala grew up to be a beautiful young woman. So in the very baby time only she was very beautiful. And later she grew up when she got for 15 years, 18 years, she became a very beautiful young woman. All the ashram people loved her. So in the ashram so many people are there na. So all of them loved her, respect her very much. And Anasuya and Priyamvada were Shakuntala's best friends and attendants. Attendants means who helps her for every work. So who are the best friends to her? Anasuya and Priyamvada. Anasuya and Priyamvada were the Shakuntala's best friends and attendants also. Attendants means helps. Nowadays attendants means slave, servants. But attendants means here for everything who helps her. So that these two girls also help her for every work. Shakuntala helped Gautami in her daily work and also watered the plants. So Shakuntala helped Gautami in her daily work. Who is Gautami? Gautami was Kanva's sister, right? So sister of Rishi Kanva. So she is elder na. That's why she was doing some work in the ashram. While she was doing the work, some help was given by this Shakuntala also. Shakuntala helps. Yes, Gautami was doing some work at ashram. Shakuntala also helped her and she watered the plants also every day. She watered the plants also. One day, Kanva decided to go on a pilgrimage. Okay, children, up to that you understood. So, Shakuntala grew up a very beautiful young woman and everyone loved and respected her. And she had two best friends. Who are those? Anasuya and Priyamvada. And Shakuntala also helped a lot to Gautami in the ashram and she watered the plants also. Right, children? Understood that paragraph? And see the next paragraph. One day, Kanva decided to go on a pilgrimage. One day, Kanva decided to go on a pilgrimage. What is this pilgrimage? Yes, I am writing here. Pilgrimage means journey we call it, but here journey, what kind of journey? Ritual, spiritual journey actually we call it. Spiritual journey. Spiritual journey means to go to all the places where we have famous temples. Okay, so famous places for temples, there if we go, those are called pilgrimage. Suppose Tirupati, Kasi, Visalakshi temple, right, Kanchi, like this, all the places if they go, that is called pilgrimage. Pilgrimage means journey, spiritual journey. So to see all the temples, a journey to see or to visit all the temples, that we call it that is pilgrimage. Okay children, so here the Rishi Kanva decided to go to pilgrimage. He called Shakuntala and her companions. Companions, you know, companions means all your companions. That means same age group of people. Same age group of children or same age group of people. Companions equal to us. Okay, so for all companions. So Shakuntala and our friends and everyone in the ashram, so many are there, na? So for all of them, he called and told them to take care of the ashram and receive the guests in his absence. Absence means not in the present. That means he is going away to pilgrimage, right? So when he was not in the ashram, if some people visit that place, who should look after? Yeah, that responsibility was given to Shakuntala and her companions who are in the ashram, other people who are in the ashram. So he hand over that responsibility to all these people. Okay children, so what is that responsibility? The main one is to receive the guests, whoever visit that ashram. Okay children, understood this one? Yes, next one. One day the girls were busy in their work. So one day the girls were very busy in their work. So Shakuntala was patting her pet deer in her lap. So Shakuntala was very busy in their work. At that time Shakuntala was patting her pet deer in her lap. So patting, what is the meaning of patting children? So this is also almost like gentle only. So patting means touch quickly or gently. Touch quickly and gently. Touch quickly, gently. So very smoothly she touched this deer. Deers are very beautiful to look now. So that's why she was touching that deer in her lap. What happened? It was then that she found a handsome young man gazing at her. So then it was then that she found a handsome man. While she was doing this, then she found a man, a handsome man. So girls looking very attractive, we call it beautiful. Men who are looking attractive, we call them handsome. Okay children. So here that handsome young man gazing at her. What is the meaning of gazing? Gazing means look. So gazing means look steadily, continuously. So he was looking at her only. Okay, so gazing at her. So it was then that that she found a handsome young man gazing at her. So he was continuously looking at her, that she observed. So the stranger asked the girls if she could direct him towards the Kanvash ashram. So who is that person, that handsome young man? No one knows. That's why stranger. Stranger means who is here? Any unknown person, we call them strangers on. Any unknown persons, we call them stranger. So the stranger asked the girls if they could direct him towards Kanvash ashram. But where is the Kanvash ashram? Yes, where they are, that is only Kanvash ashram. Because he asked whom? Girls means here who are there? One is Shakuntala also, right? So Shakuntala, where is she staying? She is staying in the Kanva's ashram only, right? So Kanva's ashram. So he asked about the directions or way to the Kanva's ashram. So he desired to pay his respects to the great sage. So he desired means wanted something. Wanted something. So strongly wish or want. Desired, write down. Desired meaning. So wish or want something. Wish or want something strongly. Wish or want something strongly is called desire. Wish or want something strongly is called desire. So he desired to pay his respects to the great sage. So who is that great sage? That person is nothing but Kanva. But where is he? Where did he go? This Kanva went to pilgrimage. So is he there in the ashram? No. But who came here? A strange person came to visit this, came to see and show his respect to this great sage. And Shakuntala invited the guest to the ashram. Yes, the stranger is a guest to the ashram. Na? Why? Because he wanted to pay the respect to Kanva only. That means he came to Kanva ashram only, right? That's why Shakuntala welcomed him, invited him as a guest. Okay, she soon realized that the visitor was the great king Dushyanta. Who is that strange person? That person is nothing but Dushyanta, the great king Dushyanta. Later she understood that he was nothing but Dushyanta only. And Dushyanta was attracted by Shakuntala's charm and beauty. Already Shakuntala was very beautiful girl. Na? So this Dushyanta was attracted by the Shakuntala's charm and beauty. So then, and that too Dushyanta is a great king also. And Dushyanta wanted to marry Shakuntala and make her his queen. So Dushyanta, he decided to marry this Shakuntala, and he wanted to make this Shakuntala as his queen. He is a king means when he marries her, she becomes a queen, right? Shakuntala was unwilling to marry without the consent of Kanva, her foster father. So Shakuntala was unwilling to marry. Unwilling, not accept. Unwilling means not willing, so not accept. So to marry without the consent of Kanva. So without the consent. What is the meaning of consent, children? Consent means permission. Consent means permission. Permission for something to happen. Permission to for something to happen. So Shakuntala, this Dushyanta decided to marry Shakuntala, but Shakuntala didn't accept without the permission of Kanva, because he is only the foster father. Foster father means he is not her own father. Na? He brought her and made her to grow, right? So he looks after. That's why I could not marry you without the permission of father Kanva. That she said. So what happened? But Dushyanta was not in a position to stay there longer, as it was not known when Kanva was returning. So actually Dushyanta was a king. So can he stay long time in the ashram? No. If he stays here only, what about the kingdom? That's why he needed to go away from that place. So to stay for some time means, did they know that Kanva, when would he come back? No. because he went to the pilgrimage. So all the places to go and to come back means it may take long time. Some months it may take and some years also may take. Right? That's why he could not stay long time there till he comes to the ashram, because they don't know when he may come back. So Dushyanta and Shakuntala got married and the king returned to the palace after a few days. So when this Kanva come back to ashram, they don't know. That's why Dushyanta convinced her and they got married. Who? Dushyanta and Shakuntala, both of them got married, and the king, who is the king here? Dushyanta, returned to the palace. Palace means king's palace, his own kingdom. After a few days, he married there and he spent some days there, and later he came back to his kingdom. Before leaving, the king gave her a ring which had his name over it. So for the marriage gift, or before leaving that ashram, this king Dushyanta has given a beautiful ring. But what is the specialty of that ring? Which had his name over it. So on the ring, his name also there. So that ring he had given to the Shakuntala. He promised Shakuntala that he would be back soon to take her along. So now there is no Kanva to take her away. That's why whenever he comes, immediately I'll be back and I'll take you to my kingdom along with me. That he promised to Shakuntala. Dushyanta promised to Shakuntala. And after Dushyanta left, a change came over Shakuntala. So up to that he spent the time with all of them and Dushyanta, all these people. But when Dushyanta left, so some days he was there na, so they spent a lot very happily. But now suddenly he left. That's why some change came over Shakuntala. Shakuntala completely changed her attitude. How? The cheerful young woman became quiet and thoughtful. So her husband left over na. That's why she became very quiet and thoughtful. Thoughtful means always be quiet and thinking something. So whenever the canvas come and when can she go to her husband. So like that she was thinking more and more. Because of that she was quiet. So she spent hours in thoughts only. So like that, thinking of this Kanva and Dushyanta, she became very quiet and she was always in thoughts. Thoughts means, suppose here, something we are thinking, do we respond to anyone immediately? Do you respond? Never at all. So suppose something you are thinking about exam, or else where I kept my pencil, where did I keep my book, like that you are thinking. If anyone asks you any question, do you listen to them immediately? Do you give response to them immediately? No, not at all, right? Like that here also, she was deeply in thinking about Kanva and Dushyanta, right? So his friends realized that she was thinking about her friends, her husband. So remaining all her husbands, remaining all her friends are there na. Those friends are decided, maybe she was deeply in thinking about her husband. That's why she was very quiet. Like that they thought, and they also kept quiet. And a few days passed. So she was quiet like that. She was always thinking about them only. And like that the days passed. One day, the most hot-headed sage Durvasa paid a visit to the ashram. So one day the most hot-headed, what is the hot-headed? Hot-headed means very reckless person, we can call it. Rash behavior or reckless person. So that kind of person, getting too much of angry for everything. So that kind of person paid a visit to the ashram. So who came here? That person name is Durvasa. What kind of person is he? He is a hot-headed sage. Hot-headed person. So very reckless or rash or react without thinking carefully. So without thinking anything, immediately he reacts. So that kind of person, he came to the ashram. But Shakuntala did not see the sage as she was lost in her thoughts. So Shakuntala was deeply in thinking about her husband. So because of that, she didn't observe this person came to the ashram. So he was greatly annoyed, and in his anger, he cursed Shakuntala. The man who has made you forget your duty will himself forget you. How, what kind of curse he has given, see that. So he was greatly annoyed. So annoyed means here got angry, irritated, we can call it annoyed, or else we can write annoyed means slightly angry, but not of slightly, actually annoyed means irritation. If we get that, we call it annoyed. Okay children, so he got angry, and who got angry here? Yes, Durvasa, right? And in his anger he cursed Shakuntala. Curse, you know, that is Sapam. So he has given curse to Shakuntala. What is that? The man who has made you forget your duty. Yes, she has a duty to receive the guest in this ashram, but that duty she has forgotten. But because of whom? Because of Dushyanta, right? So that's why he will himself forget you. So because of whom you forgot your duty, that person will forget you. That person will forget you, that he has given the curse. So he will not remember you even when he sees you. So what is the curse he has given? This Durvasa. So whenever the person sees you also, he cannot remember you. That he has given the curse to Shakuntala. Shakuntala heard this, and so did Anasuya and Priyamvada. So Shakuntala heard this curse. Not only Shakuntala, her best friends Priyamvada and Anasuya also heard this news. They fell at Durvasa's feet and begged for forgiveness. Forgives, please excuse. So all of them fell at the Durvasa's feet and please, Acharya, please excuse us, please forgive us, very extremely sorry to you. Like that they said. At last, Durvasa took pity and said, I cannot take back my curse. Once I have given the curse means I cannot take it back. But Dushyanta will remember you as soon as he sees the ring he had presented to you. So, but whenever he sees you, he cannot recognize you, he forgets you. But whenever he sees the ring which was present to you with his name, if he sees that ring, definitely he can remember you. He can remember you. Otherwise, he cannot. That he said. So, and the days passed, but Dushyanta did not come. So, days going on, but Dushyanta did not come. He promised, soon I will be back, but he didn't come. So, did not come, nor did he send any messenger. Even he didn't send any messenger also to Shakuntala. Shortly afterwards, Kanva came back. So later, after days passed, Kanva came back to ashram, and he was very happy to hear that of Shakuntala's marriage. So when he came, immediately they intimated, yes, Dushyanta came like this and he wanted to marry Shakuntala, and Shakuntala married him. So she said that is wanted to take the permission, but it has taken long time. That's why he married. Everything they said. So for that, this Kanva felt very happy because Dushyanta is a very great king. So he was very happy for that. Shakuntala was eagerly waiting for Dushyanta's messenger to come and take her. So Kanva also came. So definitely Dushyanta or his messenger will come and take her. That's why she was very eagerly waiting. But no one came, and Shakuntala was sad. But he didn't send anyone, and Shakuntala was very sad. So she now decided to go to the palace of Dushyanta. So at last she only decided better to go to the palace of Dushyanta. If I go there, definitely he can remember me. So like that she decided, because already she has a ring with his name na. So by going there, I can show my ring to him. Definitely he can remember me. Like that she decided. And it was a very long journey. Shakuntala and her servants had to cross several rivers and mountains. So it is almost in the heart of the forest, that means middle of the forest. And the Dushyanta kingdom is far away from that place. So that's why to go that place means you should cross several rivers and mountains also. On the way, they decided to bath in a river. So on the way, yes, it takes too much of time now. So on the way, they decide to bath in a river. Unfortunately, while bathing, Shakuntala lost the ring, and which the king had given her. So only proof is there, the king, right? So according to Durvasa's curse also, if he sees that finger, then that ring, then only Dushyanta can remember her. Otherwise, he cannot, right? But now she lost that ring also while she was doing bath in the river. So see how sad it is. So besides, Durvasa Muni had told her that the king would remember her only if he saw his ring. So if he saw the ring. So already Durvasa Muni has given the curse. If he sees that ring, then only he can remember her. Otherwise he cannot remember. Now she lost that ring also. So she and her servants searched for the ring everywhere. So total in the river, everywhere they searched. But they could not find it. So they cannot find that ring. So she feared that the king would forget her due to Muni Durvasa's curse. So now she worried about it. She feared, afraid of it. Yes, already Durvasa Muni has given curse. According to that, definitely he forgets me. So what can I do? So she presented herself before the king with a heavy heart. So at last she reached the Dushyanta's king's palace. She went there, but she presented herself before the king with heavy heart, with painful heart, whether he can remember or not. But she said to the king, I am Shakuntala, your dear wife, whom you married in the ashram of Kanva Muni. Kanva ashram, Kanva Muni na Rishi. So she told the king, yes, I am your wife, Shakuntala, you married me, so on so time. So and that is in the Kanva ashram. So like that she said about herself. But Dushyanta was puzzled.